Ahmed Nasif Jawaad, and I welcome you all to the online chemistry classes of A Lesson a Day. Previously, we had our classes on the periodic table. We finished that chapter, and today we are going to start off with a brand new chapter, that is metals. We're going to cover the topic metals and alloys. So, without any further ado, let us get started. Now, I assume you all know what a periodic table is. We learned it in our previous classes. And the periodic table can be classified into three categories: metals, non-metals, and metalloids. And as you all know, today's topic of discussion is metals. Metals are, for example, lithium, sodium, potassium, also the group 2 elements, magnesium, calcium, the transition elements, silver, copper, gold, etc., etc. And these metals, all in general, have some particular properties. For example, they have a very high density, but that's not common for all the metals. For example, the group 1 elements of the metals have low density, but the properties we are going to be learning today, right now, are the properties that are common in most metals. So they have a high density, they're shiny when polished, so most metals are shiny. Metals are malleable and ductile, which means that they can be bent and can be stretched. They also have a very high melting and boiling point. They're also very good conductors of heat and electricity, the best of which is copper, which is used in electric wires, and also aluminium, which we will see in the latter part of today's lesson. Metals form positive ions and are very basic oxides. Now we will learn the uses of metals. First up is aluminium. Aluminium is strong, but unlike other metals, it has a low density. However, it is very resistant to corrosion, and that is why it is used in the manufacture of airplanes and cars. It is also used in the manufacture of cans and foils, as it is malleable and provides a very good resistance, as I said earlier. It is also used in overhead electric cables, as aluminium is a good conductor of electricity and is ductile. And as I said before, ductile means something that can be stretched. Another metal, zinc. It is used in batteries. Now last but not the least, copper. Copper is the best electrical conductor, and its use is no different as it is used in electrical wiring. However, it is also used in kitchen utensils, as it is also a very good conductor of heat and is malleable. Copper is very hard, and that is why it is used in roofs, which provides a very good protection against rough weather. We all just finished learning about metals. Now let us move on to alloys. Now, do you know that metals are used to make alloys? Now, what is an alloy? An alloy is a mixture of two or more metals and is formed by mixing the molten metals together and then allowing them to cool and form a solid. Now, as I move on to the examples, the idea of alloys will become more clear. But first, I should let you know that the alloys are basically and usually made because they help improve the properties of metals, which later helps in the uses of the metals or alloys, as we say. Now, moving on to the first example, brass. Brass is made up of copper and zinc, and a special property is that it is harder than pure copper and more resistant to corrosion, and that is why we use it in electrical fittings and car radiators. Next up is bronze. It is made up of copper and tin, and it is harder, stronger, and sonorous than both copper and tin, which is why it is used to make statues, springs, and coins. The coins we use, it is made up of bronze. Moving on to stainless steel. It is made up of iron, chromium, and nickel. It is harder than pure iron, and it does not rust. That is why it is very useful in making kitchen sinks and cutlery. Kitchen sinks comes in contact with a lot of water, and cutleries as well, and that is why normal iron is not perfect for the use of it. That is why we mix other metals and make an alloy which then helps in making kitchen sinks and cutleries. Next up is solder. It is made up of tin and lead, and its special property is that its melting point is lower than both tin and lead, which is why it is used to make safety goggles and exhaust fans. Now, duralumin. It is made up of aluminium and copper, and when mixed with aluminium and copper, duralumin becomes lighter and stronger, and that is why it is very useful in the manufacture of airplanes. Now, this concludes today's class. I hope you enjoyed it. I kept it short, and if you have any queries, do let us know in the comments below. Until then, take care. Bye bye.